Welcome to CommercialDrones.fm, the podcast that explores the commercial drone industry, the people who power it, and the concepts that drive it. I'm your host, Ian Smith. Commercial Drones FM is supported by Deveron UAS. Deveron UAS is building a standardized drone network for farmers all across North America, offering on-demand, near real-time field-level data when you want it. To learn more about how you can achieve scalable data collection in agriculture, visit deveronuas.com. That's deveronuas.com. The Commercial UAV Expo in Las Vegas has been my favorite drone conference since 2015 because of the obsessive laser focus that they put on commercial drone end users and their use cases. And it's not too late to attend this year's show. The Commercial UAV Expo is taking place very soon from October 24th to the 26th in Las Vegas, Nevada. So go ahead and register now at expouav.com. That's expouav.com. See you there. Welcome to your drone industry review for the third quarter of 2017. If you're new here, the Drone Industry Review series is meant to give you the most important news from the past quarter in the drone industry in less than 20 minutes. But before we get this episode started, I'm giddy with excitement to share that I'll be hosting the first official Commercial Drones FM event in San Francisco on November 16th. This inaugural meetup will start off with a panel moderated by me with guests from DJI, Altascope, and Drone Deploy, and it will start and end with plenty of networking. We're going to discuss opportunities, challenges, and the future of the drone industry. Space is quite limited, so please go RSVP now at commercialdrones.fm/event. Seriously, go RSVP. It's going to be a great event. That's November 16th in San Francisco, and you can RSVP at commercialdrones.fm/event. Hope to see you there. All right, so let's get this episode started. Here is your drone industry review for Q3 2017. 20 minutes on the clock. Let's go. First up is hardware. In Q3, DJI was in the news so often they are deserving of their own category, so here it is. DJI Drama. Early in the quarter, we heard reports of a variety of companies that, for a fee, offered to jailbreak DJI drones in order to do things like bypass no-fly zones. This situation seemed to escalate when a purported internal memo from the US Army leaked, courtesy of SUAS News, calling for all Army units to immediately discontinue the use of every DJI drone in their fleet, which was more than 300. Then, a study was released by NOAA, which said that some DJI drones, like the old S-1000, were in fact secure and did not send information back to DJI HQ in Shenzhen. But it did reveal that other drones, like the Phantom 3 Pro, are sending encrypted data back to HQ. Additionally, and I can't completely confirm this, it was also reported that in some DJI drones, a secondary hidden SD card is installed. In response to this, DJI has developed the option for pilots to fly their drones without internet data transfer, called offline or local data mode. Amidst all of this drama, DJI this quarter announced an updated drone, the Mavic Pro Platinum, which is quieter and has 3 minutes more flight time than the original Mavic Pro. It's nice to see DJI focusing more on airfoil design, aerodynamics, and incremental improvements. And of course, they have the luxury of focusing on and introducing an incremental update like this, because DJI, the Chinese drone maker, has been rewarded with a $10 billion valuation, courtesy of Frost & Sullivan. In other hardware news, a racing drone broke the Guinness World Record for speed, reaching 163.5 miles per hour. AirDog released the AirDog 2 drone platform, meant to compete with, well, DJI and I guess GoPro. This drone follows the owner and films them via a battery-powered leash that the operator wears on their wrist, not by computer vision. Ever wonder what kind of drones are used for filming Game of Thrones Season 7? Well, wonder no more. Dutch company AceCore used heavy-lift drones called Neo to operate in lieu of helicopters for the HBO series Demanding Standards in Iceland, where temperatures of -20 degrees Celsius and very strong winds were a common occurrence. In a tidbit of news that's somewhat disappointing but not really surprising at all is that a preliminary NASA study determined that the sound of drones buzzing is more annoying than cars. A company in Florida developed a drone billboard that uses an attached curved screen to display advertisements while in flight. Remember Lilly, the drone company who imploded? Well, they're back, kind of. A small drone company called Mota purchased the rights to Lilly and whatever was left of their intellectual property in order to re-release the drone. It costs $699, folds up, but doesn't include many of the original selling points of the first Lilly. Interesting investment choice by the folks at Mota. French electronics company Parrot introduced the small Bebop 2 Power quadcopter. At 1.15 pounds, it has a 30-minute flight time and an AI photography system. The drone company formerly known as Delair Tech, now called just Delair, has announced a new fixed-wing aircraft called UX-11. It's based off of the Trimble/Gatewing UX-5 platform, which they previously acquired, and has pretty incredible specs. Continuing to push the industry towards our internet-connected future, all command and control is done through 3G cell network for the UX-11. Very cool. Sony's VTOL aircraft, which popped up for the first time at least 1 year ago, is now back in the news after the company's internal restructuring process. I wonder if we'll actually ever see this drone in the flesh. In the world of sensor manufacturers, Slant Range announced that they reached an agreement with the very large European enterprise Bayer. Slant Range will be providing them with advanced data analytics. And FLIR launched the FLIR Duo Pro R, calling it the ultimate drone thermal imaging solution. Duo Pro R combines a high-resolution radiometric thermal imager, a 4K color camera, and a full suite of onboard sensors to bring you the most powerful dual-sensor imaging solution in the world for small commercial drones. And finally, Propeller, traditionally a software company but now no stranger to the hardware game, has reached a global distribution agreement with Trimble, whose network will sell the company's AeroPoint ground control points. Now on to software. Flightbase released what they're calling the world's first Internet of Drones platform, and the Flight Pi, a turnkey companion computer that users can install in compatible drones. It comes preloaded with the commercial edition of their operating system, Flight OS. 3D Robotics, who are no longer present in the hardware section of this quarterly review, announced that their cloud photogrammetry software is now powered by none other than Pix4D. Additionally, 3DR also dropped the bomb of officially supporting DJI drones for their flight control software. Drone industry aficionados will understand the irony here, as 3D Robotics was once the American drone company that was promised, attempting to go head-to-head with DJI and ultimately failing. If you can't beat them, join them. And some Intel news from the software front. Intel's drone division continues to make big strides in our nascent industry. They've selected Delair as their strategic partner for the development of the new Intel Insight software analytics platform. Intel CEO Brian Krzanich himself announced this on stage at the InterDrone conference and showed off how it handles change detection and inspection workflows. Very neat. All right, let's talk regulations and safety. There was no shortage of news in this category during Q3 17, so I've attempted to boil this down into only the most important points. First, with the United States. Here are some numbers. There are now over 50,000 Part 107 commercial drone pilots as of August 1st, 2017, and 5,000 alone were added just in July. CNN, the media company, got the first closed set waiver for flying over people, which is a big step forward for Part 107 operations and flights over people in general. If you'll recall, the FAA previously had quietly blanket revoked closed set exemptions. DroneLawJournal.com this quarter wrote a very nice piece on how if you, as a company or individual, hire a drone hobbyist operator for work in the US, you might be committing a federal crime. Planning a flight over one of America's beautiful landmarks anytime soon? Don't. The FAA has restricted drone flights over several monuments like Mount Rushmore and the Statue of Liberty. Planning a flight over your local neighborhood-friendly US military base anytime soon? Well, you might really want to rethink that as well. A new policy straight out of the Pentagon authorizes military bases to shoot down drones that are deemed a threat. This type of rulemaking is not very surprising, considering the other recent news of the alleged Army helicopter that was hit by a drone in mid-flight over New York. And here's an amazing development. A new initiative from the FAA called Low Altitude Authorization and Notification Capability, or LAANC, will allow drone operators to apply for automated digital authorization at 50 airports starting soon. Companies like AirMap will be integrating their services with this technology. Transport Canada has made some changes and updated their commercial drone regulations to allow for more operational areas around airports, which one Toronto area drone pilot has called a step in the right direction. However, more work needs to be done. Portugal is expediting a law that will introduce mandatory registration and insurance for drones weighing more than 250 grams after airplane near misses. And the UK is introducing a safety test and drone registration, which will be mandated for owners of drones over 250 grams, after research funded by the Department for Transport, the British Airline Pilots Association, and the Military Aviation Authority found that drones weighing 400 grams and over could damage the windscreen of a helicopter in the event of a collision. They also found that it would take drones larger than 2 kilograms in mass to actually down an airliner. And now, my personal favorite section, shakeups, funding, and mergers and acquisitions. To preface this, a new report puts the commercial drones market at a 35.26% compound annual growth rate by 2021. I have absolutely no idea how accurate that is, as it's reported by MarketWatch, and the report was actually done by a company called Reports and Reports. Sounds legit. There are a bevy of funding announcements totaling $98,574,300 by my count, and here they are. SkySpecs raised $574.3 thousand in a debt round. Anti-drone radio wave startup SkySafe secured $11.5 million from Andreessen. Atlas Dynamics completed a $8 million funding round. Betterview raised $2 million to analyze drone footage for insurers. Aerobotics raised $32.5 million in a C round to meet growing demand in mining and homeland security industries. Mitsui partnered with UK drone specialists Sky Futures and backed them with a $4 million investment. A startup, Skydio, created by ex-Google engineers, is raising $40 million to make drones that fly themselves. And Robotic Sky's maintenance network raised some money as well. Snap was in talks to buy Chinese selfie drone maker 00 Robotics for about $150 to $200 million. And a bit of background here. Back in April 2016, 00 Robotics closed its Series A round, bringing in $25 million of investment. And they also sell their drones in Apple stores. So this Snap and 00 Robotics deal has reportedly gone through, marking the second drone company Snap has acquired in as many quarters. Keep your specs peeled for a flying Snap camera soon. Measure acquired Pilatus Unmanned, and Drone Deploy partnered with Dart Drones to bring bespoke drone mapping and photogrammetry training to drone pilots, and DJI named Roger Lowe as the company's new president. A-Cubed, which is Airbus's Silicon Valley Innovation Office, started a new project called Altiscope for creating blueprints in the sky and tackling the UTM challenge. And rounding it off are two pieces of bad news. Drone 360, an industry print magazine, is shutting down after lower than expected growth, and one of my favorite of the OG high-end drone manufacturers, Aerialtronics, is in suspension of payments and looks to be having a tough time financially. Now, the category everyone may have been waiting for: autonomy and flying cars. I'm debating on whether to start solely referring to flying cars as electric VTOL aircraft, but until that term becomes more popular, I'll continue saying flying car for now. In a survey that will surprise no one, US consumers have been cited that they might not feel safe flying in a self-flying passenger drone. DeLorean, yes, that DeLorean, is making a flying car. One of the DeLorean family offspring has taken to the idea that the cult-like status of the Back to the Future machine will be a perfect brand for our electric VTOL future. Germany's Volocopter, one of the most promising and actually currently operating electric aerial vehicle companies, raised $30 million from Daimler for its flying autonomous taxi. China's Tencent was the lead investor in a $90 million fundraising round announced in Q3 by flying taxi car electric aircraft startup Lilium. Money is starting to pour into the human-carrying sector of flying robots. And a small company called Pika wants to make autonomous single-person aircraft a part of our reality, so they've built a 400-pound prototype. They're part of a startup accelerator called Y Combinator. While they're working out the kinks in the regulatory challenges, Pika's keeping busy by using their aircraft in New Zealand as an autonomous crop duster. Prepare yourself. We've now reached the delivery drone section. Alphabet's Project Wing is testing a new delivery drone in rural Australia. Walmart has started to test their delivery drones in the US in central New York. Walmart has also applied for a patent for a blimp-style floating warehouse. Speaking of delivery drone patents, Amazon is always good for a couple of those per quarter. The e-commerce behemoth filed a patent that would allow a drone to capture video of a house and make purchase suggestions to customers. Then followed that one up with a new filing, which calls for a network of mobile workstations that would act as a maintenance hub and merchandise warehouse for the company's drone fleet. I know what you're thinking. All of those Whole Foods locations around the US are prime locations for Amazon's delivery drone hubs. Matternet and Mercedes-Benz intriguing partnership has completed its first delivery in Switzerland. California banned marijuana drone deliveries as if that was already happening, and the world's largest national drone delivery network will apparently be launching in Tanzania in 2018, courtesy of startup Zipline. And my favorite piece of news coming from delivery drones this quarter? Among all of the pretty incredible things I just previously mentioned, Flirty, a drone delivery company, literally released a press release that commemorates the anniversaries of their previous press releases, because we needed to be reminded. Okay. Two pieces of news for entertainment drones. File this one under the category. There's now a drone that promises to walk your dog along a GPS route. And then we've got two drone light shows, one over a Metallica concert and the other an Intel swarm of 300 lit up the Los Angeles night sky, promoting the upcoming Blu-ray release of Wonder Woman. Insurance. Insurance companies have been flocking towards drones this quarter. Spurred on by catastrophic damages from Hurricanes Harvey and Irma hitting the southeastern United States, drones have been given an international stage to truly showcase their utility. In the wake of these disasters, drones were deployed en masse, not just for insurance companies to help speed up claims, but also for search and rescue efforts, which we'll talk about a bit later. Around Hurricane Harvey in Houston, Travelers Insurance, based out of Hartford, Connecticut, had 65 certified drone pilots among their 600 employees that were deployed to the Houston area. EagleView made breakthrough advances in property insurance claims and underwriting technology by implementing machine learning into their product. The Catastrophic Response Unit Adjusters, the CRU group, selected drone startup Kespri's international drone platform for claims operations. And Farmers Insurance has launched their own drone program. Inspection and tower industry. Drones continue to flourish due to the massive safety and cost-saving benefits they bring to inspections. AT&T is exploring artificial intelligence for their UAV tower inspections in order to attempt to identify automatically issues and minimize human analysis. And other various telecom companies have used drones to restore services after the hurricanes. Hazon passed a major bridge inspection milestone, completing 100,000 linear feet, nearly 19 miles of rail bridge inspections under their gaze. And Airbus Aerial is using a drone and satellite combination for their utility inspections and vegetation encroachment monitoring activities. Public safety and search and rescue. First, a huge shout out goes to all of the teams that sacrificed their time, spending it on helping those affected by the latest disasters by using drones. And a high five goes out to the FAA for officially giving support for the various drone assessments happening in Houston and Florida and other affected areas after the hurricanes swept through. But this is a reminder to ground your drones in disaster scenarios like these unless you can fully coordinate your efforts with the officials and get proper permission. It's just not safe if you fly without it. Australia will deploy a fleet of drones to patrol its shores for sharks. And one of the oldest drone uses that first inspired me, which I'm thrilled to finally see deployed, are drones that carry life preservers and deliver them to swimmers in peril. It's now happening in France. Battelle's Drone Defender joins forces with Dedrone in a move which would explore ways to create an end-to-end solution incorporating drone detection and classification with defeat technology. Stanley Black & Decker will add drones to its commercial security business. The insect control branch of Winnipeg is asking for 36,500 Canadian dollars to use drones to combat mosquitoes. UK police launched their first dedicated drone unit, and firefighting drones could take flight in San Francisco by 2018. Woo! But the final tidbit I'm leaving you with, which gave me a very nice hearty chuckle, is a headline which read, "Amateur drone lands on the UK's new aircraft carrier. No one even notices." A photographer actually landed his drone on the flight deck of a new British aircraft carrier, and the operator reported himself and says he did not mean to do it. The drone just hit a gust of wind and the auto land functionality kicked in. What a world we live in. Well, there you have it. Q3 2017 of the drone industry in less than 20 minutes. I hope that you liked what you heard. I hope that it was inspiring or insightful or informative and that it gave you some things to think about. Stay tuned to the podcast for further interviews and episodes, and of course, the next quarterly review, which will be coming sometime in early January of 2018, where we'll talk about the last quarter, Q4, which we're currently in, of the drone industry, and see all the crazy news that's happened there, and it's already starting off with a bang. Just a quick reminder, if you're in San Francisco on November 16th, I would love to have you attend the first Commercial Drones FM event with the panel with DJI, Altiscope, and Drone Deploy. We'll be recording it. We'll have networking. Go ahead and RSVP at commercialdrones.fm/event to join us. Again, that's November 16th, San Francisco, commercialdrones.fm/event. Throw in your RSVP. I will be very, very happy to see you there, chat, and catch up. Thanks for listening to Commercial Drones FM. Cheers.